Welcome to our deep dive into the life of one of the most complex and fascinating characters from the Mahabharata, Karna, a hero shrouded in tragedy, a demigod forced to live as a mortal, abandoned by his mother and later cursed by his guru. Stay tuned as we uncover some famous facts about this tragic hero and perhaps discover a new dimension to this ancient story. The Mahabharata is a story of Dharma Yuddha, a righteous war between the Pandavas and the Kauravas. But at its heart, it's a story woven from intricate threads of human relationships, dilemmas and choices. And no character embodies this complexity more than Karna. Born to Kunti, a princess not yet married, fathered by Surya, the sun god, Karna's birth was a secret that could have shattered Kunti's reputation. Karna, a child born with a divine glow bearing the mark of the sun god, a pair of celestial earrings and an impenetrable armor, was set adrift on the river Ganga. This act of abandonment sets the stage for Karna's tragic life. It's a primal wound that shapes his identity, fuels his insecurities, and ultimately leads him down a path paved with sorrow. But even in abandonment, there is a glimmer of hope. Karna is found and raised by Adiratha, a charioteer, and his wife Radha, who shower him with love and acceptance. They become his anchor, his solace in a world that constantly reminds him of his uncertain origins. Growing up in the shadow of his unknown parentage, Karna developed an almost desperate yearning for identity and recognition. He excelled in martial arts, surpassing even the Pandavas and Kauravas in skill and prowess. But his lineage, or rather the lack thereof, became an insurmountable barrier. It was during this time that Karna earned the epithet Danveer, meaning the great donor. His generosity knew no bounds, and he became renowned for his willingness to give away anything, even his own life, to anyone who asked. The Mahabharata presents Karna's generosity as a complex trait, intertwined with his insecurities and his yearning for acceptance. Every act of giving, every selfless deed, becomes a way for Karna to assert his own humanity, his own value, in a world determined to define him by his birth. And yet, there's a certain purity in Karna's generosity. He doesn't discriminate between friend and foe, rich and poor. His compassion extends to all, a testament to the inherent goodness that even societal prejudices couldn't extinguish. Karna's thirst for knowledge and recognition led him to the ashram of Parashurama, a revered sage and a formidable warrior. Parashurama, however, had taken a vow to only teach Brahmins, the priestly class. Desperate to learn from the best, Karna concealed his true identity, presenting himself as a Brahmin. This act of deception, born out of a yearning for knowledge and fueled by the societal limitations imposed upon him, would have dire consequences. One day, while Parashurama rested his head on Karna's lap, a bee stung Karna's thigh. Despite the searing pain, Karna didn't flinch, unwilling to disturb his guru's slumber. Parashurama, upon waking and seeing Karna's endurance, realized that only a kshatriya, a warrior, could possess such fortitude. The truth was out, and Parashurama felt betrayed. In his anger, he cursed Karna, declaring that his knowledge of the celestial weapons would fail him at the moment of his greatest need. This curse, a direct consequence of Karna's lie, adds another layer of tragedy to his story. Born with divine armor and earrings, gifts from his father, the sun god, Karna was virtually invincible. These celestial objects were not mere adornments, they were an intrinsic part of his being, a constant reminder of his divine parentage and a source of immense power. Enter Indra, king of the gods and father of Arjuna, the Pandava prince destined to be Karna's rival on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Aware of Karna's impenetrable armor and earrings, Indra hatched a plan to exploit Karna's generosity. Disguising himself as a humble Brahmin, Indra approached Karna, requesting the celestial armor and earrings as alms. Recognizing Indra in disguise, Surya, Karna's celestial father, appeared before him in a dream, warning him of Indra's intentions. Torn between his dharma as a warrior and his dharma as a donor, Karna ultimately chose to honor his word. Heeding his conscience and his reputation as Danveer, Karna made the ultimate sacrifice. cutting the armor and earrings from his body and presenting them to Indra. This act of selflessness, of choosing principle over self-preservation, cemented Karna's place as a tragic hero. Karna's story, in this instance, becomes a cautionary tale, a reminder that even the most noble qualities can be manipulated. While Karna's life was marked by divine interventions and celestial parentage, it was his bond with Duryodhana, the eldest of the Kauravas, that truly shaped his destiny. Duryodhana, often portrayed as the antagonist of the Mahabharata, recognized Karna's worth at a time when the world saw him only as a charioteer's son. During a tournament where the Pandavas and Kauravas showcased their skills, Karna's lineage was questioned, and he was denied the opportunity to compete against Arjuna. It was Duryodhana who, recognizing Karna's talent and ambition, challenged the established norms and bestowed upon him the kingdom of Anga, making him a king. This act of acceptance and respect forged an unbreakable bond between Karna and Duryodhana. For Karna, who had always yearned for recognition and acceptance, Duryodhana's gesture was life-altering. He swore unwavering loyalty to Duryodhana, vowing to stand by him, no matter the cost. However, this loyalty came at a price. Duryodhana's ambitions were fueled by envy and a lust for power, putting him at odds with his own cousins, the Pandavas. Karna, bound by his oath and his gratitude to Duryodhana, found himself on the side of Adharma, of unrighteousness, despite his own noble nature. As the inevitable war between the Pandavas and Kauravas loomed, Kunti, the mother who had abandoned Karna at birth, approached him, revealing her true identity and begging him to join the Pandavas, his half-brothers. Imagine the emotional turmoil, the shock of discovering the truth about his parentage, the realization that the Pandavas, the very people he was bound to fight against, were his own flesh and blood. Kunti, burdened by guilt and fear, pleaded with Karna to switch sides, promising him the throne and the respect he had always craved. But Karna, bound by his loyalty to Duryodhana, refused. He acknowledged Kunti as his mother, but declared that he couldn't betray the one person who had shown him kindness and acceptance when the world had turned its back on him. However, moved by Kunti's tears and perhaps by a flicker of love for his newfound family, Karna made a promise. He vowed to spare the lives of all the Pandava brothers except Arjuna, setting the stage for a final, tragic confrontation. Karna's decision, while heartbreaking, reveals a man of principle, a man willing to sacrifice his own happiness for the sake of a promise made. It underscores the Mahabharata's central theme. The struggle between Dharma and Adharma, between right and wrong, is rarely black and white. The Kurukshetra War, a battle that raged for 18 long days, became the stage for Karna's final act. Bound by his promise to Kunti and his loyalty to Duryodhana, Karna fought valiantly, showcasing his unparalleled skills as a warrior. However, fate, it seemed, had other plans. During a fierce duel with Arjuna, Karna's chariot wheel got stuck in the mud, a cruel reminder of Parashurama's curse. As he struggled to free his chariot, unarmed and vulnerable, Arjuna, prompted by Krishna, delivered the fatal blow, ending Karna's life. Imagine the scene. The battlefield silenced as Karna, the mighty warrior, falls, his lifeblood staining the ground. His death, a culmination of curses, betrayals and sacrifices, evokes a sense of profound loss, a reminder of the fickle nature of fate. Even in death, Karna's story offers a poignant lesson in compassion and forgiveness. As he lay dying, Krishna, disguised as a Brahmin, approached Karna, testing his generosity one last time. True to his nature, Karna, even as he breathed his last, offered the Brahmin a gift, a golden tooth. Thank you for joining us on this journey through Karna's life. His story is a poignant reminder of the complexities of human nature and the power of loyalty and fate. Karna's tale forces us to confront the grey areas of morality, the agonizing choices individuals are forced to make when caught between duty and desire, loyalty and righteousness. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe for more fascinating stories from the Mahabharata.